All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol HYLN, Hyliion Holdings Corp, also known as previously before the merger, SHLL, Tortoise Acquisition Inc. So let's jump into this chart. And as I jump into it, I do want to state some things. And what I'm seeing already is that support level was broken through. Definitely. And this is hitting newer lows after a slight recovery that it had here, but it's again in bearish territory. So before I move these indicators, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And at the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. I highly recommend watching it. Anybody that didn't get a chance to watch it this weekend, check it out. Has information about the market and what could possibly happen tomorrow and going forward. So definitely take a look at it. Hope you guys enjoy it. And let's jump into this chart right now. So our new support levels are down here at the lowest point reached in the day. And we're going to look at one of the peaks here of the day, almost breaking through the 50-day moving average. You're getting fairly close to it to get back into bullish territory, but it did not quite reach it. And let's go ahead and look here at the lowest point of the day. And that indicator is in the way, but I landed right on it. So it is right now at 28.75, and the volatility has been up and down in a sideways movement. And another thing too that's not making this stock move by much is the volume. I mean, volume right now is pretty low, and it's been in a downward trend, and now we're at 5 million in volume. So that means that there's not a lot of trading going on. And honestly, the highest point reached, which is one of the most important numbers, is 58. The second highest before this fall is 54. And then also I stated if it broke through the 33 range, this would hit newer lows. And I've talked about down here at 28, and also this downward trend here at 25. 25 is a very important number, because if that gets broken through, we could start to see newer lows and get very deep into newer support levels and newer lows as we speak, and go down in that trend. So right now, the 50-day moving average is 30.06. It's super important to let us know that. That lets us know on what side of the chart we're in. And right now we are in bearish territory. And the moment we cross above it, we are in bullish territory. But as of right now, at 28.75, the bears are dominating this one. And their goal is to break through support. And they want to break through the support to hit newer lows, move further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. And that's 28.11. If 28.11 does get broken through, this could start to see newer lows, newer support levels, and newer points that we've already talked about previously. As I've stated, according to how this one was on its way up, these numbers have been indicators to let us know that new support levels are going to be broken through. The 33 one was broken through, and we're about to hit the 28 mark, which is actually above the support level. Our support level, we actually broke through that 28 mark, which was 28 and some change, and it was turned into a support and it bounced back up. But if support does get broken through, we broke through that next point, and then the next one's down here in the 25 range, and that right there can signify that this is on its way down to newer lows. So if support gets broken through, I'd pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting. I want to emphasize that to all investors. Pay very close attention to how quickly this is hitting newer lows, and are the bulls even trying to reappear. Look at the inflow and the outflow of stocks, and from that point of reference, you'll be able to make your own rational decision as an investor. So 28.11 is our support level. On the other hand, we have what the bulls want. And this is the only way this stock can actually start to work its way up to newer highs and get back into bullish territory. So yes, they first have to break through the 50-day moving average to confirm that they're in bullish territory. But to go ahead and pull further away from it, they need to break through resistance. So if resistance gets broken through, the bulls have accomplished two things. They broke through the 50-day moving average, getting into bullish territory, and they broke through the first resistance, confirming that they're in bullish territory, and that is 30.34. 30.34 is the first resistance level that needs to be broken through, turn into a support so that the bulls can break away and start to hit newer highs and newer resistance levels, so they can pull away from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. So it's super important for the bulls to break through that so that they can start to hit newer highs and newer resistance levels. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. But don't forget to click on the bell. By clicking on the bell, you turn on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. Don't forget to hit the like button. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and I go into detail about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising up several points on scheduled dates. What happens on those scheduled dates, which are the dates that I circled here on the chart and we're going to see for ourselves? Well, the S&P 500 index rises up several points, and by doing so, they're bringing up several ticker symbols, not all of them, but most of them, up with them. And these ticker symbols are rising up 30 cents to $3 per share. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but per share, that does add up. And one thing I am really big on is profits. If you put $1 into the market and you get out with $2, you've made profits. You've done what the whole purpose of being in the market is for, to maximize profits and minimize losses. And with the Federal Reserve pumping the markets on these scheduled dates, bringing the S&P 500 index up also brings up individual ticker symbols with them. And again, 30 cents to $3 may not sound like a lot of profit per share, but that does add up. And like I say, profits are profits. So we're going to look here at some of the dates so that you guys can see what I talk about in the video. And it's a weekly series. I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on it. Definitely click on the video as it pops up at the end of the video and check it out. But here we are with one of the first pumps in the scheduled dates pumps. So the first one, since the last time that they released this on September 14th, and the next one's coming up on October 14th, which is like a week from now. And on the 15th, they scheduled it. And as you can see, this is the 14th, and the 15th is this big green bar, and it rose up. So on the 14th, we were at around 33.84, and it rose up to 34.20. I mean, that's 40 points risen on the S&P 500 index, and that's creating that catalyst for individual ticker symbols to rise up 30 cents to $3. We're going to look at another one here, and the next one was on September 22nd. And here we are on the 21st, after falling from that last pump, and the market had been falling, and you could see that there is volatility on every single day of the market before the dates of the pumps, but on the dates of the pumps are the days that the most green happens, for the most part. Not every time, but for the most part. But on the 21st, which was a Monday, it was rising up, and it rose up to this point here. And the next one was the 22nd. So this is the last 21st candlestick, and this is the first 22nd candlesticks. And we were at 32.70. This one rose up all the way up here to this point right here. This was the last 22nd candlestick to 33.19. I mean, if we go back, we were at 32.70, 33.19. That's almost 50-point jump here for the S&P 500 index. And again, individual ticker symbols rose up with it, and it created that catalyst a little bit before the anticipation, and on that date it rose up. Now on this next pump, which was a little bit different, there was a catalyst formed beforehand, and it rose up to these highs on the 28th of about 33.59. It actually dipped on the date of the next pump, which we see it here, which was on the 29th of September, and the next one was on the 6th, which just happened yesterday, and it actually slightly dipped. Now, not every time is these pumps going to rise up the market like we've seen here by a lot of points, but it still rises it back up or levels it off from hitting newer lows and leveling off the market itself. Because if we look at the previous notes that I did beforehand, it was actually rising up with it. The volatility was there, but you were able to buy, like for example, how we bought here on the 15th and it rose up. Well, it's been falling and then very volatile here, up and down. Beforehand, you can buy at the beginning of the scheduled pump dates and hold a couple weeks and ride out several pumps, and you were going on your way up. But right now, even as the market's going down, it's a great opportunity to take advantage of the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets and there's an opportunity to make profits. So here we are on the 29th, and it fell to lows of 33.28, and it rose up to these highs here of 33.49. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but that's still a 20-point jump after dipping and recovering, and then it continued to work its way up to newer highs. Now here on the 6th, which on the 5th it started to rise, it leveled off. This is the last candlestick of the 5th coming up right now, and we're about to see it here. Yes, this is the last candlestick of the 5th, and it rose up, and all the way to the last candlestick of the 6th, it rose up another 20 points. I mean, we're down here and it ended up around here. So right now, something I'm noticing is that these pumps are creating less of an effect on the market, but it's creating that upward direction from falling to newer lows, but it's still helping the market rise up. And even though the S&P 500 index is rising several points, there are individual ticker symbols rising up, like I said, 30 cents to $3. Check out the video. I go into more detail. I don't want you guys to miss out on this great information. Click on it, and thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.